L. Ron Hubbard's Advanced Procedure and Axioms, is marketed as a profound exploration of the human mind, presenting principles and techniques to help individuals achieve complete self-determination and freedom from mental and spiritual constraints. However, many of the ideas in the book are recycled or borrowed from established philosophical and psychological traditions, repackaged in pseudoscientific jargon, and stripped of their original depth and rigor. Hubbard reframes these borrowed concepts as revolutionary discoveries while omitting key components necessary for their practical use, leaving gaps that ultimately direct readers into Scientology for further answers. By doing so, Hubbard creates a facade of intellectual authority while offering little more than a bait-and-switch scheme to funnel readers into dependence on the church. The book's foundation lies in Hubbard's dualistic view of the mind, body, and spirit, centered on the concept of the thetan, the spiritual self that he claims is distinct from the physical and mental realms. This framework is heavily inspired by Cartesian dualism, particularly René Descartes' exploration of the soul and its separation from the body. However, where Descartes grappled with the complexities of this relationship, Hubbard reduces it to a simplistic assertion that the thetan is superior and can ultimately control the meshed universe, matter, energy, space, and time, through Scientology techniques. Hubbard's failure to address the philosophical challenges inherent in dualism, such as the interaction problem or the role of physical constraints, renders his model both reductive and incoherent. By leaving these gaps unexamined, he shifts focus to Scientology practices, implying that further advancement on the bridge to total freedom is required to fully understand or apply the concept of thetan supremacy. Hubbard also mimics scientific terminology in his AXIOMS, which he claims are universal laws governing life, thought, and existence. This is reminiscent of Alfred Korzybski's general semantics, which sought to formalize the relationship between language, perception, and behavior. Korzybski's work was rooted in detailed studies of linguistics and psychology, whereas Hubbard's axioms, such as life is a static or as-isness results in the erasure of aberrations, are vague, untestable statements dressed up as scientific truths. By borrowing the form of scientific axioms without the substance, Hubbard creates the illusion of authority while avoiding the need for evidence, experimentation, or falsifiability. His axioms serve less as tools for understanding and more as rhetorical devices, subtly reinforcing Scientology's doctrines while mystifying readers. The concept of the reactive mind is another example of Hubbard's borrowing and oversimplification. He draws heavily from Freudian psychoanalysis, particularly Freud's theories of the unconscious mind and repressed trauma. Freud described the unconscious as a complex interplay of desires, conflicts, and memories, manifesting through behaviors, dreams, and symptoms. Hubbard, however, reduces this to a mechanical system in which engrams, supposedly traumatic recordings stored in the reactive mind, can be located and erased. Unlike Freud's nuanced exploration of psychological dynamics, Hubbard frames the reactive mind as a kind of malfunctioning mental computer, offering simplistic solutions that lack any empirical foundation. This mechanistic model serves as a gateway to Scientology auditing, where the e-meter is required to locate and erase engrams, a process that Hubbard claims will free the individual but ultimately locks them into Scientology's costly and invasive practices. Perhaps the clearest indication of Hubbard's charlatanism is what he leaves out of the book. While he claims advanced procedure and axioms will help readers overcome their mental limitations and achieve self-determination, the methods he provides are deliberately incomplete. His instructions on as-isness, or erasing problems by seeing them exactly as they are, sound profound, but lack any practical explanation of how one achieves this clarity. Similarly, his emphasis on erasing engrams never includes a way for individuals to independently verify their progress or confirm the existence of these engrams. These omissions ensure that readers are left feeling that the tools provided are insufficient, subtly nudging them toward professional Scientology auditing sessions. In this way, Hubbard positions Scientology not as a complement to his methods, but as a necessary continuation of them, creating a cycle of dependence. Ultimately, Advanced Procedure and Axioms reveals Hubbard's strategy of appropriating ideas from legitimate traditions, such as Descartes' dualism, Freud's psychoanalysis, and Korzybski's linguistic theories, while hollowing them out and reframing them to serve his agenda. By omitting the complexity and intellectual rigor of these original ideas, Hubbard creates a facade of profundity that lacks substance. The missing pieces in his framework are not oversights, but deliberate gaps designed to direct readers into deeper involvement with Scientology, where they are promised the answers that the book fails to deliver. Far from being a breakthrough in understanding the mind, Advanced Procedure and Axioms is a calculated exercise in pseudo-intellectualism, dressed up to recruit, mystify, and financially exploit its audience.